Let's go over the purpose of our mission today. Sergeant Gloria's story. The Plutonians are interested in becoming inhabitants of planet Earth. And it's our duty to set them up for success by providing them with the most out of this world Earth-tastic look ever. One that will turn heads, but in a good way, of course. From Earth we've imported some of my Zuri Okoty specialty integrity wigs. 4 of these wigs were already previewed on the 2025 You Create dolls. We'll tag those videos for good measure. When we get back to Earth we'll also try those wigs on the 2025 dolls. But we might have to wait till next Wednesday for that. But before we do that, we'll also dress the 2026 in some earthly fashion by XianXian doll clothes that just came in. Wigs that go well with the hair we've decided best suits them. Wig them up. Style them up.
So the Plutonians chosen are these 3 from the light side of Pluto, where it gets more sunlight, and the others are from the dark side. There are only 6 wigs and have been placed on them based on what wigs I guess would look best on each doll. Future me knows that what I'm about to do is going to result in my utter confusion. However, I thought it would be best to attempt to put the petite dolls last and rotate the wigs between them separate from the others, like a dysfunctional cog. We're going to start with Dee Dee on the left. I love the gold braided wig on her. I chose this wig for her because she has the black girl features, and these braids are the hair color that half black girls tend to have, that sort of blonde, brown, maize color. So I just knew she would look great in this wig. Plus, the thing about Zuri Okoty's wigs is that they're made for her tall, lanky body. Currently, Zuri is wearing some really high platform boots, though, and that's why she looks even taller than usual. But as an integrity doll, they are taller than Barbies already, though roughly about the same size as tall Barbies, like Dee Dee. I knew that even though the braided wig was super long, it was going to look great on her and not swallow her up. Next is Lizette. If anybody was going to pull off this huge Shirley Temple curl glamour wig, it was definitely going to be Lizette. The other reason I feel she's going to be able to pull this off is because she's on a curvy body. The extended broadness of her body helps make the wig not look so supersized. The other bonus that makes the spiral curl wig look absolutely gorgeous on her is if you look at her makeup, she has a smoky brown eye that just looks excellent with this hair color. Next up is Kanal, and she is gorgeous. Because she looks Indian, I prefer when she has straight hair and more of an Indian aesthetic about her. That is why I chose this wig for her. Kanal also has smoky brown eyes, so there's a chance that the Shirley Temple wig might also look good on her with her tall, lanky body. We're going to find out next round. And now we're at Rihanna Reed. And let me just say, I think 3C light brown curly wig looks cute on her. I was fighting with this wig though. In all my wig collection, these integrity wigs were technically the most expensive. But this particular wig is the bane of my existence. I loathe this wig so much. Not because it's not aesthetically pleasing. The quality of it is really nice. It's easy to comb through it and recurl it. The curls automatically bounce back. But as you can see, it's really frizzy. You wouldn't even think that I just put a comb through this. It's constantly frizzy no matter how you maintain it. I even hot water dipped it. You would think that that would be the worst part. Oh, no, 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 no. The worst part is it's very difficult to get on a doll's head. specifically the Barbies. But let's take a really close look at Zuri real quick. Do you see that her head is flat in the back? The shape of her head is not quite rounded at the top of her head. And her head is slightly smaller. So because of that, this wig is not a problem to put on Zuri Okoty, the doll it was designed for, but unfortunately, it is a problem when it comes to putting it on my Barbies. This wig is the worst of them all. Most of them are really easy to put on other non-integrity dolls, but this one is a pain. And there's something that I don't know if I ever mentioned. When it comes to wigs, at least how I use doll wigs, I was watching a male YouTuber who makes doll wigs, and he says that he uses pins. So now I also use at least one pin. I don't always use pins, but if I know that I'm going to put the wig on and I'm going to start fussing with the doll, or I'm going to be changing them in and out of clothes, I don't want to be sitting there constantly fussing with the wig potentially falling off. I want the hair to stay on the head, and that's where the pin comes in. The pin is great for Barbies because they have a softer head, and it's great to get the wig to stay in the position with the part exactly where I want it to go. Usually I just place one pin through the top of the scalp, and the pin just disappears and melts into the hair. And when you pull the wig up, the pin comes right out with it. And it's really amazing, except for this wig. This wig requires 2 to 3 pins to get it to stop from popping off of the doll's head. So I know that as I transition this wig from doll to doll, that's what I have to look forward to. On to the Waldorf sculpt. I finally decided on a name. Her first name is going to be Wren, like the bird. I like the name because it's brief, it's short, it's almost, it fits her because she's almost. And she's a little bird. Wren is almost masculine sounding, almost a pretty word. It sounds like it's the beginning of something. And that's why I feel like the name fits her, because she's almost. I do like her. It's just she's surrounded by so many gorgeous sculpts that for me, it's like she's almost there. I think the red bob looks gorgeous on her, which is why I put it on her. Her lips go so well with the color of this wig. Though this is not the lip color she came with, I don't like the lip color that her lips originally were. So I changed them to this color. As I am at the petite dolls, I went ahead and put the petite dolls last for a specific reason. Since these wigs were designed specifically for Zuri Okoty, who is tall and lanky, I feel like half of these wigs are going to be drowning on the petite. They're going to look like Cousin It. I feel like it's going to be too much. I'm also feeling like I'm going to have to put in some work to adapt these wigs to look good on the petites. And that's why I'm making them the last stop for the wigs, so that I'm not wasting so much time making adjustments specifically for the petites and then taking it out for the other dolls. Here we have Dinah in the turquoise wig. She looks fine. Dynasty rarely does not look good in a wig. I think Dee Dee looks cute in the 3C curly wig. I didn't want to fuss with it that much, so it just has one pennant in it this time around. I just don't feel like doing a lot of hyper fussing over it. I just want to get the part to where it needs to be and then pin it and set it. And here she looks. She looks cute. And she has the habit of, looking like somebody but you can't quite pin it down. Next, we have Lizette. And as usual, she looks stunning in the braids. It's so pretty on her. I knew I was going to like the Shirley Temple curly wig on Canal. It's just very glamour shots. Dressing up like you're actually some huge star with fancy makeup and super huge hair. Next up is Rihanna Reed in her wig. The straight brunette wigs are staple wigs. They look good on all skin tones, all face shapes. I like the blue and black wig, or the two turquoise wig on Ren. It goes really well with her eyeliner. That's like a green yellow eyeliner. And it also could be because she's wearing gold. It seems to go really well with her clothes. The only thing I'm not liking about this blue and black wig on Ren is that I usually try and find a good place on the forehead where to start the wig. And because of that, it seems like the wig is not sitting close to the back of her neck, creating a little bit too much air around it, so that it doesn't fall cleanly along the back of her neck. The red wig is adorable on Dinah. She looks really cute, and that's pretty typical for her. So let's get to the next set. This round has my head spinning. Wow. First of all, this wig color on Reed goes so well with her new eye color. Her eye color being like a turquoise green. I adore the Shirley Temple curls on Dee Dee. She's so cute. She looks very much like a pop star with this Shirley Temple wig. Usually, I fight about blonde wigs on the darker dolls, and especially on Canal, but the braids looks actually pretty good on her. Makes me almost think Egyptian. I don't want to say that it looks like supernatural. Not that, because this braid, it's so thick around the part that I don't think this wig could ever look supernatural at the scalp line. But I do enjoy this wig on her. It is nice and goes well with the golds that she's wearing. Now, as for Ren, I've said it from the very beginning that Ren looks really good in these long straight wigs, especially if it has a bang, and the ones that just fall straight along the back of her neck. I feel like that style looks so good on her, and it's probably gonna be her final wig. I'm still gonna try the rest of them on her, but I believe that when she goes to Earth, this is the wig that she's going to be in for sure. And Dinah looks cute. I just pin the hair to go to more to the back so it doesn't look like it's overwhelming her too much. It's not my favorite wig on her, but it doesn't look bad. With the red bob wig on Lizette, it doesn't even matter what wig Lizette gets. At this stage, I feel like she's just going to be able to rock any of them. So I feel like I could probably just give her the leftover wig and she's going to look super awesome in it. So at this stage, I had a secret fear that this would happen because I wasn't doing my usual take one down, pass it around, or pass it to the left, and keeping it in a specific order. And I have everything all shuffled and confused. So there are dolls where I know that I've already showed the wig on them. So that's why I went ahead and pulled Dee Dee out, and she's waiting for the next round. So the other thing about this turquoise wig is that the doll that mostly gets this wig put on her is Ignacia, who is the Latin version of Lizette. So that's why it's also not really surprised that Lizette looks good in this wig. The red bob on XianXian is doing what the black bob was supposed to do from the Barbie kit. This one is making her look more Bollywood for sure. I think she looks really nice in the red bob. And I also think that the Shirley Temple curls look nice on Reed. I was also really enjoying it on Dee Dee. So there's a fight in my mind with who ends up with this Shirley Temple wig. The braids look crazy on Ren. Just insane. And that's why I wanted to put these ginormous wigs on the petites last, because I knew it was just gonna look like too much hair on their little bodies. I mean, the wig is almost as long as she is. Plus, with the styling of her dress being kind of stringy, and now she has this stringy braided hair, she looks like Cousin It. It's a lot going on. It's like the kind of thing that Barbie might do when they're doing their dolls with the super extra long hair. And it doesn't look very realistic. It's just too much hair. The banged brunette wig looks super cute on Dynasty. I mean, it just looks like hair that you would normally have as an agent. And if they put her on a standard Barbie basic doll. And she looks good. This is the sternest looking I've ever seen Dee Dee. This wig makes her look more serious than I've ever seen her look. And that's making me not a huge fan of this red bob on her at all. I do love the 3C curls on Canal. It's still wildly curly. I mean, I feel like it got even more wildly curly than it was before, but I think it looks pretty good on her. And even though this wig is way bigger than Ren's head and it's at a good length, I mean, I'm not super mad about it on her. I don't know. What do you guys think? Kind of looks like she threw a huge mop over her head. I don't know. It's passable, I suppose, if I was being nice. It's still a lot of hair. So on Dynasty, what I did for the braids is I pulled it back and I put a band on it somewhere near the bottom. And I don't know, I'm super biased when it comes to Dinah, I think. Because I think she still looks super cute in it. It's a lot of hair. It's a ridiculous amount of hair. But I'm thinking the reason I don't mind it is, you know, I went to school with a lot of Asians. And there was a girl who I went to school with, I forgot her name, but she was tiny. She was a tiny girl. And she had hair, like big hair, just like this, except brown. And it went all the way down to her ankles. And so maybe mentally, I am prepped by her to not mind Dinah having this much hair because she looks Asian also. And on top of it, double it, she also has black features, which is something you kind of would expect on a black girl too. So double makes her okay. So this is what happens when you end up on planet Pluto. The reduction of oxygen to the brain allows for confusion to set in. And so we have seen Dee Dee in this wig before. So please ignore her for now. What we do have is Lizette in the straight brunette. Very classy looking on Lizette. We have the turquoise wig on Kenal. The style is actually really nice on her, but the color, I'm not fond of colored wigs on her too much. And especially not with the outfit she's got on now. I like the red bob on Reed, and I didn't really do anything with the other two girls' hair either, so ignore them. Let's go to the next ones. So I think that's it, with the exception of Rihanna in these blonde braids. She looks fantastic. I believe she has looked good in every single wig. So she's another one where it would be hard to choose which wig looked the best on her. So for the finale is the wigs that they are going to be wearing with the styles that I have chosen for them to wear to the planet Earth. And here are their earthly clothes. So the wigs I chose aren't necessarily based on the best wig for them. And I'm going to tell you how I decided who was wearing what. It started off with XianXian. It just felt like the 3C curly wig, so glamorous on her when I put it on her. And I could already see which outfit I wanted to put on her when I saw that wig on her. I still feel like the straight bang brunette was probably the best wig on her, but this 3C one was inspirational. And that's why I opted for it. Let me tell you about the XianXian outfit that she's wearing. This is actually my second order for it. The first one fell through because the reseller, I believe he put it at such a cheap price, and then he couldn't actually get it for that price, and that's why they had to cancel it. And then I ended up buying it direct from XianXian. The cotton top is actually a simple pattern, but it's cut too large. In order to fit it on the doll, I had to do that thing, like, I don't know if you guys did this in high school with your oversized shirts, where you like twist it and kind of knot it at the bottom and then tuck it under so that it fits on you tighter. That's what I had to do for the white cotton shirt, and then I had to flip the sleeves up so that it would fit her more appropriately. But I think I could repattern this and make more shirts based on this very easily. The skirt, though, is beautiful. It even has a little belt loop and these like outer pockets. I matched it with boots from one of the neutral Barbie basic You Create kits. The next wig choice I made was actually based on the best wig that looked best on her, which is the brunette banged wig that I put on Ren. For both petites, I'm using rainbow high clothes. With any of the rainbow high clothes where the tops are fully enclosed, or the dresses, I have to use a Velcro extension to fit it perfectly around Barbies, because even the petite Barbies are wider in the chest area than the rainbow high dolls. The next wig that I chose was Rihanna Reed's. When I put that red bob on her, she was just looking fire. And it just was more of an inspirational thing. Like, I want her to stay in this wig. Not that it was the best wig on her, because she looked so good in all the wigs. She's also wearing another XianXian outfit. The boots are from some AliExpress reseller. Now, I was actually surprised that the shorts fit her, because usually their clothes are designed specifically for the supermodel dolls that are thin like Integrity dolls. But they were able to fit her and even snap in the back. The only thing I'm not fond of is the blazer. I don't know if you can tell the way it's raising up a little over her shoulders. I'm not sure if it's supposed to do that to make it look like her shoulders are supposed to be perfectly squared off. And then I just pinned it to be kind of closed like a top, even though it's supposed to be an open blazer. Then the next wig choice was actually on Dee Dee. Dee Dee actually looked good in all the wigs also, except for that red bob. I wasn't too fond of it on her. It's not that it looked bad, it's just, from my impression of her, I wasn't fond of it. But the blue wig chose her. Okay, the turquoise wig chose her. I plopped it on her head. It fit perfectly on her head. I didn't have to pin it in place. It just sat right there. And I was like, okay, well, that's your wig now. And I decided to use the XianXian trench coat dress. It's tan on the outside with a beautiful tartan lining on the inside. They actually have another one that's a shepherd's check or tattersall, I believe is what the pattern for the other one is. I'll probably eventually get that one too. I'm shocked because originally I didn't think I was going to be able to dress too many of them in the XianXian outfits because the petites are too tiny and they're not designed for curvy dolls typically. But I am happily wrong. Originally I put the jumpsuit on Kinal, but when I went to put it on her, her whole body slid through one leg. And I was like, you know what? That means I can probably get it on a curvy. And I did have to squeeze the waistband around her hips, but it fits. It fits her great. And I'm really excited about that. And I went ahead and chose the blonde braids, which was one of the last two sets of hairs out there, and I gave it to Lizette, which is what I said I probably was gonna do, right? So, well before all that happened, I was thinking, you know what? You know who can look good in almost any wig out there? That's right. It's the Min Sculpt. It is Dinah. And she is wearing Rainbow High. And I went ahead and put the wig up into two little ponytails. Going for almost like a Lolita look is what I was thinking about. And I took two front pieces and wrapped it around to where it doesn't look like a wig at all. I mean, you can style the wigs just like you can style rooted doll hair, which is especially easy if you use the pin. And all that complaining about, you know, big doll on petite body, and her look is actually my favorite of all of them. What about you guys? What do you think? What is your favorite look so far? Well, it turns out, you guys, there is absolutely no time left for us to get all the way back to Earth to try these two wigs, the braided wig and the Shirley Temple curls, on the 2025 dolls. So that's what we're going to have to do next Wig Wednesday. So see you then. Until next time, thanks for playing dolls with me.
Wigged out, wigged in, wigged out, wigged in.